Hi there, it's David Ostriker here in Karmi'El. Chanukah in Karmi'El, day number 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're halfway there. Now, for those of you who are still with us on the quiz, let's look at who said the following, where did they say it, and when did they say it. 300 years ago, the Mayflower launched its historical voyage. How many remember the day of that voyage? The date of that voyage? How many passengers were on the Mayflower? And what kind of bread did they consume? What kind of bread did they eat? However, 3,300 years earlier, the Exodus from Egypt took place. And every Jew knows the date of the Exodus, the 15th of the month of Nisan, the Jewish month of Nisan. And the kind of bread they ate, matzah, unleavened bread, was consumed. Until today, Jews all over the world tell the story of the Exodus and eat matzah on the 15th day of Nisan. They conclude the story of the Exodus, the Haggadah, with the statement, "This year we are slaves, but next year we shall be free. This year we are here, but next year in Jerusalem." And as I said, this is a little bit out of date, thank God, because the author of this was a principal in the founding of the modern state of Israel. So you don't have to come next year. You could come tomorrow if you want. Don't come on Shabbos, though. Come before or after. Okay? The author of this statement is the first Prime Minister of Israel, David Ben-Gurion. He said it in 1947 in answer to a question from the UN Commission. What's the real connection between the Jews and the land of Israel? You haven't lived here for a very long time. What's the deal, right? And he said, compare this to the Mayflower, right? 3,300 years before, we knew the date. We knew more than that. We knew the names of the leaders. We knew the names of the groups that went. We knew the time of day that we went. This is built into the DNA of the Jew. Right? So that was yesterday's quiz. Hope you got it right. We have one for today, too. We have an author today. Right? But first, let's light the fourth candle, and the third, and the second, and the first, and the shamash, and the match. Look at that, first try. It's one of the advantages of being indoors.
We're indoors because it's raining.
And windy. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kadashanu b'mitzvotzav v'tzivonu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nesiim lavosenu vayomim hahem bizman hazeh.
Amen.
Okay, quiz time. Who said this? This is really a very important statement that we have. And it tells you about what one individual, what a small group of people can do. Remember, the Maccabees, the family of the Hashmoneans, were a very small group. Some say they never exceeded more than 2,000 when they were at their peak, fighting the superpower of the generation, the remainder of Alexander's troops, the Syrian Greeks. But in order to succeed, you have to be engaged. And Israel is about engagement. Join us. The author of this wrote, "The opposite of love is not hate. It is indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness. It is indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy. It is indifference. The opposite of life is not death. It is indifference." Indifference is not a Jewish quality. We strive, we struggle, we're stiff-necked. But the one thing we're never is indifferent. Come and join us in a country where indifference does not exist. Happy Hanukkah. Look forward to your thoughts on who said this. No Googling.